From Wall Street to Main Street, this is Lalate.
He did it. The $1,400 third stimulus check finally landed. Millions of Americans and viewers of this channel saw that $1,400 third stimulus check appear in pending status, or at least cleared funds in their bank account. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefit recipients saw a pending deposit Saturday morning on Direct Express by Comerica. The $1,400 third stimulus check is a reality. After months of people wondering if it would ever happen, it has happened. The $1,400 third stimulus check is landing in bank accounts. Some bank accounts the funds have cleared, other bank accounts the funds are clearing on Wednesday, and other mailboxes the checks are landing still around the clock. And away we go into the remainder of third stimulus. Over the next few weeks, this channel will focus on getting you the other big money in the third stimulus package. This is $5, $10, $15, $20,000 of money right now you can get in this third stimulus package. It involves rent, utilities, food, internet, and more. It's available for all viewers of the channel who make less than $45,000. And then we focus on what's now formulating as a series of standalone bills of stimulus before even the fourth stimulus. While fourth stimulus is on the books, and I'll be going over that in this recording, there's now indication that there's a series of standalone bills happening. I'll have new video from the White House from the president, new video from Dr. Walensky, and new video release from the press secretary and the push for fourth stimulus. But guess what? Third stimulus to fourth stimulus will have some breathers in between, and that will have more stimulus for you that we did not expect. I'll have all this incredible breaking news this Saturday evening. It's Easter weekend, and let's get ready to hop to it. This is Evenings Lalate. Good evening, everybody. It's Saturday evening, and hope you are safe and good as we head into a big night of Easter weekend. I hope you are staying positive, and I hope you are staying focused as stimulus is now heading to the finish line. In fact, we're over the finish line. After months of people questioning whether this day would ever happen, it happened. Congratulations. You have gotten your $1,400 third stimulus check. It's no longer a question. It's no longer a pipe dream. It's no longer a hope. It's a reality. $1,400 stimulus checks are yours. Congratulations to the millions and millions and millions of viewers who have gotten either in the mail, in the direct deposit, cleared funds, or in the pending status for April 7th. We're done for that stimulus check. Congratulations. Away we go now to the remaining items of the third stimulus package, because these items are a hot lot more than $1,400. They make $1,400 look like $12 ice cream, and the remaining items of the stimulus package look like a nice Cadillac. Sir Loin says, hello, it's Saturday night. He'll be at the casino, and he encourages you to join him because guess what? There's some standalone stimulus bills happening out of nowhere. I'll have all those details as well. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because now that you saw that this channel stayed with you throughout thick and thin to get you that stimulus check, now the focus is getting you the other money. And this money is for you, and I'll be going over it in this video. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. And also consider becoming a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. First, a personal message. When I launched this channel back in April 25th, as we approach our one-year anniversary, and we came towards the end of the coverage of EIDL and PPP, people were asking me, what are you going to do after we all get our EIDL? I said, I'll be around here. And then when we went into second stimulus, and people said, what's going to happen when we get our second stimulus? You can still be around. I said, I will be around. But I repeated to them a promise I made the very first week of this channel when I was recording for EIDL. When I was recording for EIDL, I said, I'll stay around if you stay around. And that's the promise this week as well. Second stimulus checks have landed in millions of Americans' bank accounts, and I will stay here if you stay here. Obviously, the subject matter of the channel changes over time and broadens as more items of financial news hit. But as we grow as a family, I hope you don't run into the sunset with that stimulus check and go buy some $12 ice cream and I never see you again. I hope you stay, and I hope you grow as a family together, because guess what? I have a lot of other money to get you, and it's in this video starting right now. First, the next item that's about to go live under third stimulus is the following item. The EIDL, the Shuttered Venue Grant, the extension of the PPP grant, and other items in that SBA program at the same time as the rent and the utilities and the food. We thought that rent and utilities was going to be out into about May. As we start early April, it's hitting a little bit earlier. This is what you need to know. There's a lot of items of the third stimulus package that you qualify for. If you make less than $75,000 a year, you need to stay with me over the next few weeks, because of these items, I can get you anywhere from a couple $1,000s to a couple tens of thousands of dollars. These items are for you. And ultimately, yes, they're first come, first serve. And let's go over each of them. First, in the third stimulus package, there's money for rent. That rent money will be dispersed to the cities and counties and states for you to get. And it's no different than the purple rent that we covered under second stimulus. It'll be in the same location. Your state housing authority, your state hall, your county housing authority, your county hall, and your city housing authority and your city hall will have money for you to get for rent and for utilities. That's for renters. It's very important that you get this money. Why? And you're hearing this for the first time on this channel because this money for third stimulus may be the final round of rent money ever until we get out of this pandemic. Because what a lot of Democrats are reportedly saying is that they want you to get this rent money to get to the end of the pandemic, and then they're going to lift the eviction moratorium in a round when it expires in September, and that will be it. And that they presume you'll have enough rent money to get to this end of the pandemic. So get as much of this money as you can as soon as it lands, because that eviction moratorium is likely to get lifted, and then away we go. Next, mortgage assistance and homeowners assistance. Yes, those will also be run by your city, county, and state, just like the rent. It won't be run by the federal government, but at your city, county, and state. It's too hard for me to report on every city and county and state. I just have to tell you where generally it is and what it is. It's money for your mortgage if you're a property owner, residential of course, and also money for your other homeowner expenses, including utilities. Some of these are vaguely defined, and what I gotta say to you is every city and county is gonna do it a little bit differently, because people always ask me, what about property taxes? What about the big homeowner bills? Are those included? It's very open to your city and county. If you're in LA County, and for example, if you use DWP, which is our Department of Water and Power, part of the LA County area, they sent out a message just last week saying, guess what? We have assistance for homeowners right now. Here's the information. So things are hitting very quickly. I'll have more about this in a second and third stimulus items, but let's cut back to the big news about that $1,400 third stimulus check. I don't have to report what you already see, and what you already see is absolutely wonderful news. The $1,400 third stimulus check I told you went out in its fourth wave Friday morning. I told you went out Friday morning. And by midday Friday, a series of small banks, what I call the small banks, released those funds for available use that Friday. And those banks were the following: Chime, Cash App, Bancorp, NetSpend, MetaBank, Green Dot, H&R Block Green, Emerald Card TurboTax. Hopefully I got them all right. There was a little ticker that went on the bottom of the screen yesterday from this channel. I can bring it up again if you wish me to show it to you to ensure that you know which banks actually paid out. These were those banks yesterday. This was a ticker from yesterday. And this was the image from yesterday of some of those banks that paid out. Well, that was yesterday. And if you are among those banks, check your deposits today because they're releasing the funds Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. They're releasing the funds early. Now, if you are a big bank customer, like a Bank of America, a Wells Fargo, a Chase, something like that, your funds are all being released on April 7th. They're being released whether or not you see an update in the irs.gov tool, but as you already know, you saw the comments this morning, early mornings LA, congratulations. Big, wonderful hug and congratulations. Hundreds of thousands of you have now gotten that alert in the irs.gov tool that your pending deposit is available next Wednesday, April 7th. So congratulations. It's just really exciting. There's just so many different types of people that have it pending. So I don't want to really just say one group, but it's all different types of group. It's SSI and SSDI have it pending. Railroads and veterans have it pending. Taxpayers who are not on benefits have it pending. Direct Express by Comerica have it pending. Bank of America has it pending. All different types of people have it pending for April 7th. So congratulations. This is just, you owe it. You have gone through a thick or thin with this channel, and I really appreciate it. From a programming note, though, I don't think I want to spend too much time on tracking the third stimulus check too much longer because at this point, it's landing. And for purposes of my mail check, people, what I want you to know is the following. The mail check is late. And so that March 26th mail check, what I don't want you to worry about is it's just landing late. We saw that over the last few days, that mail check, which was in wave 2, let me show you wave 2 here. Here is wave 2. That mail check, which was March 26th date, and that third wave check, which is April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, they're coming. The April checks are apparently on time that I've seen from viewers, whereas the March 26th mail check is just late. It's coming. It has about a 7 to 8 day late period. So what I want you to know is it's coming. There's no reason for me to just sit record over and over. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's in the mail. Use informed delivery consent by IRS to track that stimulus check. But what I want you to be prepared for is the other money that's available for you in addition to the stimulus check. You're very sophisticated, you're very smart, and you're very prepared to pounce as a Purple Hawk. That is the commitment of the viewers of this channel, to pounce when there's other money for you. And that other money is now about to hit. So we just went over rent, we just went over utilities, and we just went over mortgages. What I need you to know, and this is a little bit confusing, is that second stimulus, the December stimulus, Trump stimulus, is still available at your cities, counties, and states for rent and utilities. You can go get that while you're waiting for third stimulus. And you know what I've always recommended viewers to do is get a pad and paper. I had one viewer actually said she keeps a little notepad with her notes she learns for the show. I would put on that notepad your phone numbers that you call. If you locate where the Department of Housing is in your county, write it down so you don't have to look it up again. Or if you're doing it by email or by website, write it down because you're going to go back to them in just a few weeks for third stimulus if it's not there. Also, it's going to be the same situation for property owners. And then let's go to the other things. One thing I want to say before I leave rent and homeowners is that the eviction moratorium was extended this week. There was a lot of news this week, and there's a lot of things that you may have missed. The eviction moratorium was extended by the CDC. It is now September, I believe, was the date, and either September or June, I can't remember. And it's the same way it was before. So if you used it before, you don't have to use it again. If you've never used it, reach out to the volunteers. They can help you get it as well. All right, so then the next item, which would likely happen at about the same time, is the student financial aid of $1,700. Where is that? The college $1,700 financial aid? reach out. If you're a college student, you know the best source for this. It's your college financial advisor. They're paid to do this. So go to your college financial advisor and ask them about the third stimulus, $1,700 of financial aid. It's for college students. They will tell you how to apply for it, how to get it. If you're a member of this channel, you have the PDF, and it's actually in under the college sections. Moreover, if you're at certain colleges, they're actually delineated. Go to the table of contents at the front of that PDF, the bill, and it shows the college section, and it's only about 8 pages long, and you can jump right to that. All right, next. The $10,200 of unemployment has become a very big question. People have been asking a lot of things about that. They've also been asking about the $4,000 for the children, the $5,000 for children, the $1,500 of hazard pay, and they've also been asking some of those other questions. I'll be cutting to those in a second, and also what's in fourth stimulus. But it's very important now, as you see more than ever, to lean on the volunteers if you need help with rent and food assistance, because guess what? The place where second stimulus, rent, will be the same place where third stimulus is. And I'll be back with you in 60 seconds, but first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Home LA Late returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LA Late. I'm back with you in 90 minutes from now for hazard pay. And that is heating up as private hazard pay, public hazard pay is back on, baby. Really big time back on. Thank you for joining me on Evenings LA. How are you doing? It's a great night. Happy Easter weekend. I'm so excited. Your stimulus check has hopped to it. So it did not lay an egg. It did arrive at least by pending status. So congratulations to the hundreds of thousands of viewers that got that alert or got that money. And if you didn't, yours is coming. I'm in the live chat, so say hi. Hi, how are you? I love interacting with you, so interact back with me. As you may have heard in the top of this video, when this channel launched on April 25th, in the first week, people asked me, what are you going to do when we get our money? And that was referring to EIDL. And I said, well, if you stay around, I'll stay around. And I renew that promise right now. So as you get your stimulus check, the second stimulus check, or third stimulus check now, the $1,400, if you stay around, I'm staying around. So we have a lot of other items to cover. We have the remainder of the third stimulus, which is a lot more than $1,400, which is for you. We have fourth stimulus, which is heating up. And we have these now standalone stimulus items that are coming in separate standalone items. And I'll be covering them in this video as well. And we have all the other financial news from Wall Street to Main Street, which I cover every single day. So if you stay around, I'm not going anywhere. And certainly as time progresses, content changes, bills change, legislation changes, the markets change, so context changes, and I appreciate your patronage. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary of April 25th, so let's try to get to 400,000 subscribers. Like this video and try and hit that subscribe button if you've not become a subscriber. All right, the next item that is in the third stimulus package that you want to stay really in tune for is that big money for the children and also for that $10,200. They're both in a similar boat right now. Why? Because they are key to the question of whether IRS knows something about you or has to fix something. A few weeks ago, IRS issued an advisory, and that advisory said, we will tell you how we're going to fix things. Don't just start filing amended returns. And it was important to understand that that was the first of several advisories from IRS at the time. Since then, IRS has issued other advisories. This was the advisory at the time. This is what IRS has done since then. First, the great news is that it is now dealing with the $10,200, which I'm going to deal with right now in this video. First, if you filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes on that first $10,200 of unemployment assistance from 2020, then what IRS in a new statement this week said they will do is they will refund you any money that you paid taxes on for that unemployment in the month of May. So about 30 days from now, you're going to get a tax refund automatically from IRS if you've already filed that 2020 return paying taxes on that unemployment. This is federal taxes, not state taxes. Next, if you have not filed that return yet and don't know how to deal with the situation, which a lot of you don't, and I certainly don't know how to advise you yet because they haven't given the advisory. They say there's going to be a separate statement issued about that. Remember, your tax filing date has been moved out 30 days, so it's no longer due in April. It's now due in May for your personal tax return, your 2020 personal return. So during the next few days, I expect them to issue that advisory on how to fix that. Another thing they have to fix is the children. There is missing information about the children for purposes of Social Security. As you know, under the third stimulus package, the president put in the bill a provision that you can get money for your children starting the month of July, and it's a large amount of money. But viewers have been asking, well, what if they don't know about my children? What if I'm on SSI or SSDI and they don't know my child exists? What if they don't know that I have several children and this is a lot of money? What do I do? What IRS's advisory is on this one is that they're going to also tell you how to fix this. Do not do an amended return. The advisory I had on the screen just a few minutes ago said also, do not do an amended return for this one either. How much money are you going to get for this one? If you have a child who is 5 to newborn, you are going to get $3,600 starting in the month of July, $300 a month. And then if you have a child who is 17 to 6, you're going to get $3,000 paid $250 a month starting the month of July. This is in addition to any stimulus check they may have already gotten already. Who would be paying this money? IRS. Where would you get it? Every month. How would you get it? They haven't explained that one yet, if it's direct deposit or if it's in the mail. How do you update IRS about these children? Unclear just yet. And then the income threshold to get this money is the same as a stimulus check. So it's again the same as a stimulus check, $75,000, but the phase out is actually much higher. So if you made more than $75,000 individual, $150,000 for a married couple, the phase out is actually much higher. This is a lot of money, a lot of money. All right, the next item that's expected to go live is that EIDL. Now, this week also had other breaking news when the president did extension of the PPP program. He extended the PPP program, which was set to expire, I believe it was March 31st. So that has now been extended. Elsewhere, the EIDL grant is expected to go live. And I got to tell you, this one is loosey-goosey. This one's a hot mess. Do I expect it to go live? I hope it goes live. Let's just say it that way. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I hope it goes live. Okay, what about the shuttered venue grant? This is what I want you to look at. The shuttered venue grant obviously has the word venue in the title. But guess what? It's not just for venues. Well, it has venued in the title. It means shuttered. It means there's shutters on the door, right? I don't have shutters in my business. I can't get those grant. No, you don't have to have shutters. You can have drapes, and you don't have to have a venue. So yeah, it's the messages of Javita Carranza are still there. Bad names and bad terms. So it has nothing to do with shutters and has nothing sometimes to do with venues. And so you want to go to sba.gov because that is now in preview mode. Preview mode is sort of like a test drive. You put your name and address in the email address in there, and it'll send you the application as soon as it goes live. The earned income tax credit of hazard pay, that is 2021 tax return. It's not something that goes on this one. And then along the way, I'm sure there's people going to ask me other questions. So if you have other topics of the third stimulus package you want covered in this channel, drop it in the comments below. I will certainly cover them as this channel expands its programming schedule over the next days. Let's turn to forced stimulus. Forced stimulus is the infrastructure bill. And what's important to understand is that forced stimulus, again, is a package. It's a package because there's a lot of stuff in there. Roads, highways, climate, stimulus. But before I get to forced stimulus, there's these standalone bills that are still happening. And those standalone bills are heating up again this weekend. In fact, they're blazing up. They're lighting up. Yeah. So Chuck Schumer is ready to do the pot bill again. It's like 2020 all over again. Chuck Schumer this weekend said that he's ready to do the pot bill. This is after New York State just this week, just recently legalized marijuana. Now, Chuck Schumer wants pot as a standalone stimulus bill. That redefined the word stimulus, isn't it? I want to make my arguments to him and many other advocates, Schumer says. But at some point, we're going to move forward, period. He's saying if the president wants to do it, then I'm going to light this up. There we go, Chuck. He was asked about VP Harris, who reportedly has admitted to partaking in the festivities. And I was asked, well, didn't she co-sponsor this bill when she was in the Senate? He said she did. Have you been able to get a meaningful response from her about it? No. So now that she's vice president, she doesn't want to talk about that type of stuff anymore. Yeah. Meantime, that is one of the standalone items, or sitting down items, if it's a little bit too strong. But the other things that are happening is that no, there's no standalone lobster bill, but that would just make it so perfect, wouldn't it? The other standalone bills that are really happening is the standalone bill for student loan debt forgiveness, which is $50,000. It is going a two-way path. One as a standalone bill in the Senate currently, but also the push for executive order. Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren have been pushing the president since November last year to do it by executive order, and that change finally got a push last Thursday, 2 days ago, when the president of the United States announced that his labor secretary has been dispatched by the president to do a advisory memo on the legalities of doing a $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness. My take on it, it's going to get done. Yeah, it's because if Elizabeth Warren's telling the truth, she says there's complete legal authority. You've seen the video on this channel where prior presidents Trump and Obama have forgiven student loan debts, so the president Biden can do it again. This would be $50,000 of student loan debt, up to $50,000, any type of student loan debt. I presume, although we still are waiting for clarification of the details. And it would be effective immediately, even if your loan is in default, if you're in collections, it would absolutely take effect immediately. What is the turnaround time for this? About 2 weeks. So this is very, very quick. Also, what about other standalone bills? Well, there is a lot of push for hazard pay to be put somewhere. There's a push for FPUC retro, and there's less a push for that SSI, SSDI $2,400. But the big push, and this is the one that is not a pipe dream. It is a reality. It is not something, loosey-goosey. It is absolutely in the face of everyone. Is 21 of 50 Democratic senators who are needed to pass any future reconciliation bill have not once, but now 4 times written letters, either the senators or the House members or both, saying that when the bill lands in the Senate, we're going to demand and we're going to put in there reoccurring stimulus checks. Let me explain what this demand is. It's not really a demand. It's basically, I'm telling you what I'm going to do. If you recall, the third stimulus package went by reconciliation, so it landed in the Senate. Once it was in the Senate, there was a 2-day event called the Vote-A-Rama. I know it sounds like a bad B-52 song. At the Votorama, at the Votorama. Yeah, I just imagine Mitch dancing to it. But the Votorama will happen again. And during the Votorama, they propose amendments to whatever they're presented in the reconciliation. Well, if 21 of 50 Democrats want to make an amendment, do you think there's going to be an amendment? Yeah, of course, there will be. And guess what? They want that reoccurring stimulus check. Now, you and I know that they have said certain things and other things they have not said. They have not given a dollar number, and they have not said how many months. They have said monthly. So it would be all of you. It would be everyone that got a third stimulus check. Yet again, now it would be monthly. What will the likely amount be? What will be the likely range? And what is my prediction of the situation? If the bill gets to the Senate by July, I believe it's a reality. If it does not, I believe we could have an issue with it. I think it will get to the Senate by July. What's important to understand is I believe the amount will be $1,400 to $2,000. And if we're looking at either late spring, early summer, this would be 6, 7, 8 months. If you do 2,000 a month, that's 14,000. So it's a lot of money. It's an enormous amount of money. And with that, let me give you some of the videos as promised, because we're running long on this recording. This morning, the White House released a new video. It's one of their PR videos. They're very nicely filmed with this sort of smoky, musty, HBO type filming style. So let's listen and hear what they have to talk about the fourth stimulus package.
How will the country be different because of this legislation? And what difference will it make to me?
Well, modernizing the infrastructure of America will make a gigantic difference. Our roads, our ports, our bridges, our airports, our mass transit systems, and there's so much we can do.
Of note, do you notice that everything in this video is filtered in a yellow light? The walls, the hair, the desk, everything is sort of like how I filter everything in this set with a purple light.
Just to get things done quickly, safely, and in a modern way.
I know that President Biden just passed the rescue plan, and I'm just wondering how that differs from this jobs plan.
Great question. So the American Rescue Plan was an emergency package that was meant to, and is meant to, we're still implementing it, address the crisis we're living in. What the American Jobs Plan is meant to do is to invest in industries of the future, to rebuild our infrastructure across the country, create millions of jobs, ensure more people have access to broadband, more people have access to clean drinking water, and more people have assistance that they need to address caregiving across the country.
What kind of jobs does the plan actually create?
This plan will create jobs all around the country, putting people to work building things, roads, bridges, highways, constructing new housing.
Does anyone see anything peculiar about that video spot there? There's a relatively elderly man asking what type of jobs this is going to create. And the response is going on highways and laying some pipes. I don't think that was the type of answer this individual was seeking. That's not the type of job that this person was seeking to look for.
Actually create.
This plan will create jobs all around the country, putting people to work building things, roads, bridges, highways, constructing new housing, replacing lead pipes to ensure clean water for all Americans. It'll put people to work innovating in R&D and labs around the country, helping to create new discoveries in clean energy jobs of the future. And it will also help increase the pay and the dignity of the workers who provide care in our economy, caring for the elderly and the disabled.
How does this jobs plan tackle climate change? And is environmental justice being factored in?
That's such a great question. This jobs plan upgrades housing. It electrifies transportation, it invests in innovation, and it builds out the supply chains that we're going to need to tackle the climate crisis. And at the same time, it targets 40% of the benefits of this investment in the communities that have been disadvantaged.
Hello, President Biden. My question is, how will rural broadband work, and how quickly can the expansion occur?
I think this is singularly the most asked question that I've ever gotten on this channel, which is, how can I get free internet? If there is one message that resonates well in this plan, it's the internet issue, because people really want better internet connectivity across the country, not just rural, but also in major cities. Let's listen to the answer.
The idea that we're not in a position where we invest in loans and grants to companies and local governments and nonprofits and rural co-ops to be able to come into the 21st century with a minimum requirement of having access to the internet seems to be very short-sighted. So what we're going to do is the goal is to bring broadband coverage to every single home in America by 2030.
90 out of the top Fortune 500 companies pay $0.
No offense, but I don't understand why it would take 8 years to get that broadband across the country. The question is whether the message is coming on strong or not. You know, these videos are very helpful, but in the same regard, these videos are very, very staged. They are very artfully crafted and produced, almost to the feeling that they're depersonalized. When watching a video like this that is so heavily edited, and every scene, if you notice the scene from the men and also the president, the press secretary, is lit the exact same way, even though they're in different rooms. It's so overly styled that it almost feels a little bit stiff. Ultimately, if it's strong on message and strong on content, who cares? But I'd like to hear what you thought about the content of that video. Drop in the comments below. Boy, we're going a little bit long on this video, and so I will recap more about this tomorrow morning, early mornings in LA, the latest updates about the virus, and also the other comments by the president about stimulus on its way. I really appreciate all your patronage, and I'm so excited for you to have finally seen the finish line with this $1,400 stimulus check. The tow truck and the tow hitch have finally got over the finish line. Can you imagine? I really appreciate all the love and the support. This family has been a very supportive community. And guess what? My focus and dedication to you is unchanged. I always said that this is the year that I want you to be financially stable, with your feet on the ground and getting forward, and not being dependent from check to check. I want you cashing checks, not tracking checks. And while I certainly did for 2 weeks track checks with you, because it was very important, from going forward now, we won't be tracking checks. Now we'll be cashing checks. And together we're going to focus on making money as a community going forward, understanding the financial markets, the economy, and becoming strong and independent, and also very informed and educated. That's the spirit of the Purple Power. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. It's our 1-year anniversary. Give a subscription. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member, because over the next few days, you're going to see a lot of new advisories from IRS, things like that that you need the documentation for, and I'll deliver it to you as soon as it happens. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful evening. I'm in the live chat, so say hi. Hi, how are you? And join me on Hazard Pay in 90 minutes from now. Stay informed, stay focused, and save that life for more.